Hello everyone, this is Baginting. Today I intentionally create a video for you. The title is a small talk. I hope you find this video useful so that you will have new information about one of the English people habits when they begin their day, when they meet people in the new days, every day, okay? So this is called a small talk. It's kind of conversation people make when they want to talk to someone else, but neither of them want to get into a very deep or complicated conversation. So it's small because they talk about unimportant things in a way to, fill up silences and make them both feel more comfortable and friendly with each other. Okay, so there are some examples I prepare, and I do hope that you will get familiar with this small talks. The first example is about when someone meets someone else at the very beginning, at the first time, and here we go. Hello, how are you today? My name is Slamet Smith. I'm still learning English, so please let me know if I make any mistakes. So this is one of the examples how someone uh, begins to open the conversation, and from this small talk, we can learn that someone has met someone else at the first time, and that's why he introduces himself. Okay, and the second one is like this: this weather is crazy. It was cold yesterday, and today I came in with an open jacket. I hope it stays warm, don't you? So, someone delivering this conversation uses a weather topic. So, the topic about weather is something common that people living in English speaking country speak with each other using this topic. Right, so from this we can learn that they are small talk. Why? Because the topics are not that very complicated, like politics, like COVID-19, or any disasters, or even crimes. Yeah, so they are just unimportant. But the function, very important, right? Because the language and even the intention of the conversation is just to maintain good relationships with other people. And the language is polite, right? Again, the function is to establish or maintain interpersonal relationship. So when the language has the function to do that, establishing and maintaining good relationship with other people, it's called pathic, so or social pathic. There are many positive benefits when we do small talk because when we are doing small talks we can avoid silences. People will feel uncomfortable when they are in silent, and even we do feel that, right? When we are silent it means that there is something wrong with us, um, the speakers and the listeners. Why there is no conversation? We should think about something wrong with them because everybody is silent. So with small talk will help us to avoid silences. And when you are good at doing small talks, so it's easy for you to get to know someone new a lot better, and you look friendlier, and you become closer with acquaintances with other people, and you might sound like a native speaker, and this is what native speakers usually do in day-to-day life. Okay, so again, small talk is to maintain positive face. So positive face is something to do with their image, with their reputation. Okay, so once you do this with other people, greeting them, begin their conversation, it means you respect them. So when you respect them, you give them good image, good positive face, and someone else will feel approved because of your small talk. All right, when we look into the elements of small talks, um, we should realize there are some elements that make up this kind of conversation, and usually we would find the opener, like greeting, right? So introducing himself would be like the opener, okay? Or you could start conversing with other people, talking about the weather. That's kind of a thing could be regarded as the conversation's opener. And the second element is called the end of a conversation. Of course, we cannot leave abruptly, leaving our friends or someone we just met, and that's considered implied. We should give them hints or signals that we are going to end the conversation, we are going to leave. So this is something we must bear in our mind. It is important to give them signal that we will end the conversation. And the next element to consider is called space filler. The conversation could be expanded and depends on how close we are with other people and how situation we might face during the conversation. Okay, for example, when we are somewhere in the stadium, everybody watching the game, then the common topic would be something like the teams and something like that about the crowd there around you. Okay, so that depends on the situation where the conversation takes place. So that is called space filler. Okay, again, the elements of the small talk conversation opener, the end of conversation, it means you must give signals in order to let somebody else know that the conversation is going to end. And also space fillers, you expand the conversation talking about the topics relevant to the context where the conversation takes place. And this is very important thing to consider, guys. As I told you before, that one of the function of the small talk is to avoid silence, because people feel awkward when they are silent. It means that seems like we are not interested in someone else or in other people's presence. Okay, and that's considered implied. Actually, we have no intention to become implied person, to become implied people. Uh, I know, because maybe of the shortage of English proficiency keeping you from talking more about that. But then silences would be a very unfavorable events, and that we should avoid. However, silence would be accepted, would be something unimportant when the relationship between the speakers and the listeners are very close. For example, among the members of the family, husband and wife, and they will never talk. Uh, it's fine during the trips, a very long trip, okay, and that's a fine, depending on the how intimate they are, okay. So they accept silent in, yeah, and it considers something ordinary. But then if we consider the relationship in not such an intimate condition, then that should be avoided. Okay. So the level intimacy could be considered in terms of the physical and emotional intimacy. Yeah. So among the members of the family, certainly they have a very close relationship, both physically and emotionally. All right. This is about the topic. The topic in a small talk could be described, could be classified into two different types: direct and indirect. So direct refers to something more personal, something that they feel, they look, they have, yeah, and it happens usually among friends. If friends consider the relationship among them or between them very close, so the direct topic would be possible, like talking about health, talking about looks, appearance, okay, like how are you? Oh no, not how are you? You look beautiful, something like that, right? So, like, uh, are you sick? Some things like that. Okay. So asking this question would be considered normal if they have a very close relationship. Okay. But then if the relationship between people are not that close, so indirect topic would be very safe. So what is meant by indirect topics? They refer to situational context, yeah, such as the latest news or conditions, um, communicative situation like weather, sports, and television. Okay, so direct is more personal, and indirect is more, is more formal. Yeah, because we consider the relationship not that intimate, not that close. Okay, what about gender differences? According to some research, there are differences, yeah, in terms of how women and men talk. Yeah, in here, women talk is more like collaborative than those of men, and they like to compliment to each other. Sometimes they hug, and sometimes like you know, like talking like the dress really suits you. Okay, so they compliment other people. And in the same way, I rarely heard the men say this kind of compliment to other people. Yeah, but it is more common in women. And what about men's talk? Well, according to a study I've read, men's talk tend to be more competitive. They like to be more open, and sometimes the language is a bit rough. But that's a signal of solidarity. Yeah, again, although they are men, that depends on how close they are. Okay, how close they are. So the relationship should be properly measured before we do really do this. Okay, but I just let you know that there are potential differences between women's talk and men's talk. Okay, guys, today's assignment, and I do hope that you do this in MS Team. I'd like you to answer the following question. The first one is that what are the criteria of successful talks in English? Give the reasons why. And number two, I'd like you to watch some videos, your friends' videos recently uploaded and shared in MS Team, then evaluate them based on the criteria you have and select the videos which are the best to represent your criteria. Okay, for detailed information about this, I do hope that you can reach the MS team and find out what my assignment will be. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching this.